Hey, welcome my amazing student. In this lecture here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna learn about decorators in Python because we have a lot of things that use decorators, a lot of frameworks, a lot of code out there, a lot of modules, and they're very useful. So it's good for you guys to understand it, right? So let me show you how they work behind the scenes. But before I do that, let me tell you that a decorator is just a functionality, a design pattern of a piece of code that adds more functionalities to other pieces of code, to other functions, other classes. And once this code is not changed in any way, it just adds functionality, all right? We don't change the code in that external functionality, we just add code to it. So let me show you how this works, all right? So I'm gonna open up Visual Studio Code and I'm gonna drop, I already have an empty folder here. And I'm gonna create a file called app in Python, of course. And let's just create a piece of code here that can give you a better understanding what decorators are instead of just looking at this stuff in Google, right? Let's go ahead and call this example decorator, just like that. Now, decorator is going to have we need some type of parameter here. And this parameter is going to represent the functionality or the function that we want to add functionality to. All right, so this is going to be the external function here. We can call it external function. We can call it whatever we want. You're going to see codes that are going to be just something like this, func, right? But we're going to call it external function. So that way you have a pretty good idea what this is, right? Now we're going to have some type of function here. Let's call this wrapper that is going to add the functionality to the external code, or it's going to do something, right? And we're going to say running before external function, just like that, right? And we're going to call this external function right here, right? Just like that. Simple as that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to return this guy out so that way we can use it. We're going to return the wrapper, just like that. Simple. Now let's go here and let's just say we have an external function we want to add functionality to, right? So let's go ahead and call this external. Let's just call it whatever, something else, so that way it doesn't confuse you. Let's just call it example function. Well, this is going to be the external function, okay? I'm just going to give it a different names. We don't have to actually have the same name, okay? We don't have to do that, all right? And then we're just going to say external function here, just like that. Now I'm going to run the example function, just like that. Okay. Now we're not using the decorator here yet. Okay. I just want to make sure that this file actually runs. So I'm gonna say Python 3 here, and I'm gonna run my file. And you can see it says running external function here, right? Because I am executing this function only here. I'm not using my decorator only, all right? So now if I wanted to add functionality to my example function here, I wanted to add this decorator, all I have to do is use the add symbol and the name of my decorator, right? External, actually it's called example decorator, just like that. But I have to do it right above the function, okay? Just make sure that you do it right above that. This is how Python knows that you want to add functionalities, that you want to add a decorator or functionalities to this function by putting this code right above it, all right? Simple as that. So now when we execute this, let's just go ahead and execute it. This file, you can see it says running before external function. You can see that this print statement is actually running before the external function is actually running, all right? Simple as that. And you can see it here, this parameter becomes this function here. Simple as that. And now we can put another print statement here just to make it clear. And we can say running, and you can say after. We can open our built-in terminal here, and we can execute this again. And you can see that it says running before external function, running external function here, and then running after. Very simple. It's just a wrapper, guys, to add functionalities to external functions or classes, right? Without touching its code. You can see that we're not touching this. We're not modifying this. We're just adding to it. And in other programming languages, we can do the same thing. We just don't call them decorators. Okay. I believe in, what is this language? I think it's in Java, we use annotations. And then in C# we use the obsolete attribute to also add functionalities. It works just like a decorator. We just have different names for it. All right. And we can even do this in JavaScript. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this lecture. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot of Python stuff. You're going to enjoy it. I'll see you guys on the next lecture. Take care.